Welcome back, everyone, to Blue Sports Picks. It is Monday, June 15th in the MLB, and we got 10 games on the slate today. Hopefully, today's a lot better than it was yesterday. Uh, yeah, usually Sundays aren't too great when it comes to home runs, but it did look good. But yeah, hopefully today's much better. As far as like weather goes, let's take a look at the weather today. I know we had quite a bit of rain yesterday. I know Tigers and Guardians got postponed yesterday till September. Uh, but yeah, today as far as weather, looks pretty good. We got plus 38% chance model percentage of home runs at Sutter Health Park here. Uh, so they're not playing in Vegas today. So it looks like they're kind of bouncing back between both stadiums. So that's kind of something that we'll have to pay attention to here. Um, but yeah, looks like the wind's blowing out for the most part at most of these parks here, besides Citizens Bank. But nothing too extravagant or really nothing to worry about, in my opinion. Um, but yeah, we'll get to it. We're chatting it up here in the Discord. Talking some MLB already. Talking a lot of UFC for that fight last night. Both Truck and I, who help run the Discord, we both hit on the just engaged KO TKO here. So yeah, we do all things sports here in the Discord, and we have a lot of fun. So now that hockey's done, Carolina Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup final last night. They dominated the series ever since Brandon Bussey took over the net for Carolina. So good for them. They're second Stanley Cup ever in their franchise. But all right, let's get to these games so I can get this video posted and out. And I'm actually thinking about doing a free giveaway. If we could get like 100 plus views over the next few days here in a row, and then like and subscribe, get the word out. Blue Sports Picks. All right, I would greatly appreciate that. First game on the slate is 6:40 p.m. Eastern. All right, Miami against Philly. So we got Zach Wheeler on the mound for Philadelphia and Ryan Gusto. So go ahead and fire up these lefties. I really like Liam Hicks today. He's a good single. I know I always preach take your singles here, and Stowers as well. But Hicks is my favorite, as he is plus he's the home run leader for the Marlins actually. Um, but Wheeler's only given up 7 on the season, but I like that lefty versus righty matchup for Miami. And that's all who I would take. And then as far as anyone against here, Ryan Gusto. Um, yeah, he hasn't given up a home run on the season yet. And it looks like, let's take a look here. Okay, yeah, he's only pitched like 4 games so far this season. So they're kind of like slowly working in his pitch count, it looks like. But maybe go light with Phillies here. Obviously, you could take Schwarber for that lefty righty matchup, and then Harper, maybe Brandon Marsh. All right, so Schwarber, and then Brandon Marsh for the better odds if you want. But Harper will be. I mean, I'm sorry, Schwarber will be my overall pick here for the Phillies. And like I mentioned, nothing really to worry about here with the win. Next game on the slate is Kansas City against the Nationals. So Mitch Spence on the mound for Kansas City today, and Andrew Alvarez for the Nationals. So we'll take a peek at this game. So Spence has only given up, 1 home run so far on the season, and then Alvarez has only given up 2. So this isn't really a game I go heavy on, to be honest with you. There's better games to be betting on today. Kansas City really hasn't been hitting. Bobby Witt's been cold. Perez, so I mean you could take Perez if you want, but I'm not taking any Royals this game. And if you do take Perez, he's priced at 490. But I do like James Wood today for the Nationals. Um, and then doesn't look like Luis Robert Jr. will be Luis Garcia. I'm sorry. I know Luis Garcia's been hot too, so you can fire him up if you want. But James Wood is my overall pick for this game, to be honest with you. I feel like he has a good chance of. I know he went yesterday, and I always like the back-to-backs. But the wind's blowing in here, but, I mean, only for like hour one here. So, James Wood here. And then I'll cover a few of my top parlay picks at the end of this video, as always. And then again, I know I always say to make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. All right. Trying to grow this thing for everybody. All right. Next game on the slate, we got the Mets at Cincinnati. So Great American Ballpark, one of my favorite ballpark to take home runs. And we got good stuff here. Let's take it the model percentage plus 4%. As far as this game goes, I like Sal Stewart for Cincinnati. You could go ahead and fire him up. Plus 370 odds. See if I like anybody else against Tobias Myers here. Sal Stewart. You could take Bleday. All right. And then as far as Mets, I would take, obviously, Soto for that righty versus lefty. But how many home runs is Burns giving up on the season? Take a look. He's giving up 9. But he does have a good ERA here, 2.14. So, but it don't matter. Let's see how he is against Soto. Is he giving? Yeah, he has. So Soto is 1 for 3 off. He does already have a home run off of Juan Soto. So that makes me like him even more here. As far as anybody else, let's see if I like any more Mets. I mean, Carson Bench, if you want. I'm not seeing him on here, but yeah, take Carson Bench if you want. But Juan Soto is my top pick for the Mets, and then Sal Stewart for the Reds for this game. Next game, we'll move on to San Diego at St. Louis. Lucas Giolito against Dustin May. So, probably good weather here in St. Louis. All right, wind blowing out, minus 9% chance of model percentage here. But nothing that I'm too worried about. Automatically, you can fire up Jordan Walker. Okay. And then, as far as anybody for the Padres, I see Jordan Walker, Burleson. I like Burleson in this matchup. I think he went yesterday as well. Walker, Burleson. And then, as far as Padres, Machado. And then you could fire up Jackson Merrill. Sheets has kind of been cold a little bit. So Jackson Merrill. But Machado's my favorite for the Padres. So Machado, Padres, Walker, St. Louis here. But I still like Burleson and Merrill for this game. And we'll cruise right along today since it's a shorter slate, right? Minnesota at Texas. So we got Mike Paradis against Mackenzie Gore. All right. So this should be a good home run game. At least we're hoping, right? So we'll go here. Let's take a look. That's right. So Paradis is only, how many starts has he had on the season? Not too many. Yet he doesn't pitch a lot of innings either. So it looks like they're slowly working in his workload a little bit, his pitch counts. But you can fire up Jake Burger today. I'm okay with that. And then, I don't know. If you want to take Seager, go for it. But my top is Jake Burger here. I'm not taking Buxton today, if you're wondering. Yeah, I'm not taking Buxton, but he'll probably go. I mean, for the righty versus lefty matchup. Let's see if Buxton does have. How is he against? So he's just 0 for 2 off him. Okay. He's kind of been. I don't think Buxton's kind of been a little cold, hasn't he? I don't think he's hit in the past 5 games. Oh, he has. How did I miss that? I guess, yeah. I'm surprised I didn't have. I must have overlooked Buxton. But yeah, I guess, yeah, go for it. Take Buxton. I like him. And then, as far as anybody else, Burger, Buxton. Brooks Lee, maybe Royce Lewis. Let's see, Brooks Lee, Royce Lewis, and then Brooks Lee. But Royce Lewis I like more than Brooks Lee. And then I did mention Seager, I know that, but I like Burger more than Seager here. He seems to have the hot bat a little bit more. And then that weather in Texas is roof closed, so we'll be fine there. All right, moving on. Colorado and the Cubbies. All right, so I always like home runs at Wrigley. They're not too bad. Wind blowing out. And then the model percentage is plus 18%. So I wouldn't mind for this game doing a Hap Goodman combo here. Shota hasn't been that good, and neither has Michael Lorenzen, so this should be a good game to target along with that Dodgers and Rays game. So yeah, Lorenzen's giving up 11 on the season, and then Shota's giving up 17. So at righty-lefty matchup, I like. I mean, that's kind of funny. They got these 3 already in here for a same-game parlay. I don't know if that gives you any kind of hint. But I like a Goodman hat kind of parlay if you do it. I don't mind that at all. And then as far as, take a look. Yeah, you can fire up Pete Crow, Michael Busch. Pete Crow, Michael Busch. You could probably play a few different combos for this game. And then, I know I already mentioned Goodman for the Rockies. I always like Jake McCarthy. All right, or Rumfield. For better odds here. I don't see Jake McCarthy on here. But yeah, Goodman and Hap are my top 2 choices for this game. Should be a good one here at Wrigley Field. Moving on, Detroit against the Astros. So Detroit just lost the series. I don't think they even won any of the 3 games against Cleveland. I'll go take a look. Did they? Yeah. Yesterday's game got postponed. They lost the other 2. So it's going to be hard for them probably to get right against the Astros, which, I mean, they haven't been playing that great of a ball either, right? But Melton's giving up 5. And then Kaiwan Tang's giving up 6 so far on the season. So this should be another good game for home runs. But like I mentioned, kind of go light today. But Jordan Alvarez, you can fire up. He's my top pick for Houston here. Maybe Christian Walker if you're feeling him. But Jordan's my top pick here. And then, as far as Tigers, Dingler's been cold. But you can fire up Carpenter or Riley Green I'm probably not taking any Tigers, though, this game. But my overall pick's going to be Jordan for this game. He looks really good against Troy Melton. So, that's who I would take. I'm not taking any Tigers. What's the model percentage for that game? It's plus 4%. All right, and that's played in a dome as well. All right, a few more games to cover. Then I'll let y'all go, and I'll get this video posted. All right, let's be sure to get those views up. Like and subscribe, comment on the channel. I want everybody to win. I do this out of my own free time for everybody, so I appreciate that. I'll be away for the next couple days, and then I'll be back Thursday and Friday for a couple more videos for those slates. Moving on here, got Jared Jones against JT Ginn on the mounds for Pittsburgh against the Athletics. So we'll take a peek at this game. That's Sutter Health Park. So Ginn's given up 8 so far on the season. I like Lau today, and I like Langeliers, both the top home run hitters here for both these teams. But see, they even got a little parlay made here. But I like the two mans. They have a better chance of hitting, and the odds are decent, right? So Lau Langeliers for this game. And then, let's see if I like anybody else. Horwitz, you can always fire up. I think Ryan O'Hearn actually went yesterday, so I do like him for the back-to-back. And who else did I mention? Horwitz. Horwitz can kind of be random sometime. He's got plus 520 odds. I think he went yesterday. Ryan O'Hearn. Let me take a look. Pretty sure he did. Okay, it was Reynolds that went yesterday. I thought it was Ryan O'Hearn. He went sometime in one of these games. Maybe it was this game right here. The second game of their series. Oh. Alright. I do like Ryan O'Hearn, though. You can fire him up, Lau. I know Reynolds can pop up every once in a while. But Lau's my top pick for the Pirates. And then as far as athletics go, you could take Kurtz, Soderstrom. I like lefties here against Jared Jones. How many home runs has he given up? Just 2. Were those 2 lefties, righties? Looks like, yeah, both of them are to lefties. So, yeah, Kurtz and Soderstrom you could fire up here. And then maybe Lawrence Butler if you want. If I could find him on here. Yeah, I'm not seeing Butler. But Shea and Lau are my top targets here. And then you're good, but does Goodman? I wonder if Goodman's got one off again. I mean, Lau. Yeah, he does. He's 1 for 2 off him with the dinger. So definitely firing up Brandon Lau today. All right, a couple more games. We got the Angels at the Diamondbacks. So sometimes the roof's open here. Sometimes it's closed. Let's see what they might have the roof closed today. But model percentage, minus 8%. But for this game, let's see if I can get to it. Probably won't go too heavy this game, to be honest. We'll take a look at the pitchers. So we got Ryan Nelson, who he's given up 17 on the season. And then I do like Mike Trout against him today. And then you got Urena on the mound for the Angels. I don't mind firing up Corbin Carroll. As a switch hitter, you could fire up Marte, Trout, Marte, Carroll. And then Yeah. Yeah, this isn't my favorite game to target, really, to be honest. So probably Trout and Carroll are my top here, and you can fire up Marte as a switch hitter. That's probably it for that game. And then my favorite game to target today is Tampa Bay against the Dodgers. So usually good wind here in Los Angeles. And then the model's percentage is plus 14%. So I do like that. But here you could fire up. I mean, you got a lefty on the mound here for the Dodgers. So you could take Caminero. He went yesterday for the bat-to-back. And then you can also fire up Mullins here. I think Mullins is pretty good off of Eric Lauer, to be honest with you. And he probably will have good odds if you take him as a single. Let's take a look. So Caminero, yeah, he's at plus 210. They're expecting him for a back-to-back. And then, Cedric Mullins has got good odds. He'll be a good single if you take him today. Let's take a look. I don't know if Mullins got 1 or 2 off of Eric Lauer. Yandy's 2 for 10. For Cedric Mullins. Okay. Oh, he's got 4 RBIs against him. So I do like Cedric Mullins today. And it's always a good ballpark to take home runs. And then as far as Dodgers against Martinez, you can fire up Ohtani, obviously, Freeman. I like Matt Muncy. And I like Mookie Betts as well. So Muncy, Freeman, and then I do like Mookie today. So yeah, this will be a good game to target today. Probably the top game, to be honest. It'd be good probably for a good little base play or RBI play. All right, if you got any kind of like leg stack on any of your sports betting apps. I know DraftKings does them pretty frequently. But, yeah, that's about it for this slate. I'll go over a couple picks. So I already went over Happ Goodman. I'll take that. Another two-man that I do like is Soto today. And then pairing him up with Mike Trout against Ryan Nelson. I really like this matchup. I like this two-man. And then another one I do like today is James Wood. This will probably have a little bit higher odds. And then Brandon Lau. All right. So a few two-mans I like here. I know I haven't been posting my top home run singles, but I'll make sure I get those out. We'll be chatting it up here in the Discord. All right, talking some MLB since he's got low hat paired. So a lot of people are looking at like the same kind of stuff as I am, but I help kind of give you my insight, and hopefully it helps better y'all's picks, to be honest with you. But I'll get this video posted for y'all, and I'll catch y'all in a couple days with my next video. All right, be sure as always to like and subscribe, get those views up for me. For a giveaway, if we get 100 views, 3 days in a row when I do my videos, so that means today, Thursday, and Friday, I'll do a little giveaway. All right, for kind of like a, I don't know, it'll be a surprise. Let's just say that. All right, I'll think of something, but yeah, Blue Sports Picks here. Be sure to get my name out there. Appreciate y'all. Hope y'all have a good Monday. Take it easy.